their secret.
You can read that during the show. We'll put that up there.
Excellent.
Now, scrums aren't the only thing we've got for you. Here's a preview of what's in store. We'll catch up with the Pearl, former Bronco star Steve Renouf.
There'll be plenty to get you fired up in the big hits department.
Well, here's a better one from Ed Roberts.
We'll take you behind the scenes pre-match with the Roosters.
And we'll replay an historic moment for the video referee.
Now, Bossy, as we said at the top of the show, today is Scrum Day.
Scrum Day, yes. Now, how often do you hear people say how back in the good old days the scrums were a fair dinkum contest, how hooking was an art?
It was. You needed a good rake in your team.
Just doesn't happen now. Well, we've caught up for boots and all with a number of ex-hookers to talk about those times, talk about this integral part of our game. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you the scrum.
The scrums in my day were a fair dinkum because if you won the ball, basically you won the game, and your job was to win the ball. If you got over a 50% majority of the ball, if you got 60 or 65, 70%, your team won, and that was basically my job, was to win the ball.
They were very competitive and very hard. Every time we went into a scrum, you could hear the the hit and the thud, and it was very competitive to try to get that loose head, so it was pretty mean stuff. You don't end up with a head like this, mate, if you weren't in there trying to do your best, you know.
Some of these young little hookers wouldn't, or should I say halfbacks, come hookers, wouldn't have survived in the old days. You know, there were plenty of games I played against the Poms and played against West where you'd get your eyes gouged, or you'd cop an uppercut in the scrum, and your front row would be spending his whole time trying to defend you, and it was a struggle. You'd go in there and you'd charge and you'd try everything to win the ball, and if you won the scrums, then chances are you won the game.
I remember my first scrum working out with my loosened feet, so I had to win the scrum. I'm just about ready to strike for the ball, and all of a sudden, John Gray's hand slipped around and went straight over my face. I couldn't see, and he took the ball off me. Well, I got an absolute bath in the scrums, and I'll tell you what, he taught me a lot, John Gray, that day.
Well, they were pretty rough and tumble. It was, you knew you were in a scrum. Quite often was a really physical part of the game, and quite often you got to meet the opposition fairly closely.
Can you recall the worst thing that ever happened to you in a scrum?
Yeah, I think it was Benny Elias kissed me. that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and just you know, just a bit of fun.
You wanted your fingers trying to cover the other hookers' eyes. You might wander one into their mouth occasionally, get a bit of a nibble on your finger, and that was entitled to happen to you. And a few cuts over either eye, or for a bit of a punch from the back row from the second row or whatever. But I suppose everyone was in there to do the best to get that ball, because it was you can't score tries without it. Simple as that.
Got any scrum stories to share with us?
I played in a game for Penrith against the Sharks one day at Penrith Stadium. We lost the scrums 22-1. John McMartin was their hooker. Phil Sinclair was our Phil. Will be watching today. Hello, Phil. He said there wasn't enough weight in the second row. I said he had his headgear down over his eyes.
There you go.
Anyway, we'll get off the scrums and on to a very popular part of the show, the Ken Files.
Very
Kenny
popular.
Sutcliffe, his grabs and interviews from the past. Take it away, Kenny boy.
How's your knee? Oh, it's quite good. Well, who said anything wrong with my knee?
Oh, we don't start the fights. You can see why today is South Sydney started, but it's part of rugby league. It's all in good fun.
I've always had this stomach of mine, and whatever I do, I can't seem to lose it. So if anyone knows a way to lose it, I'd be glad to hear from them.
Well, I've been saying for a long time rugby league's a yawn because of the scrum feed rule.
It's no secret. So players at the present time are being paid, first grade players I'm talking about, are being paid anything from $15,000 to the ordinary run-of-the-mill first grade player up to something like $35,000 to players of international status.
I won except with one writer whose name was Ian Walsh. He wrote that I should retire from representative football to save me the humiliation of being dropped. Well, like I said, I'm not a dog. I don't take the easy way out, and I never will. And like I said, I'll fight back.
All right. Well, all I can say is for Tommy is Ollie's no lolly, and Tommy will be in pain in Balmain.
I'm stunned, mate. I really am. But as a boxer, you're really good. But as a poet, you're dreadful, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, Ollie, I'm sorry, mate. You're really very good.
Thanks, Ken. Wonderful acting. And after the break on Boots and All, we'll have some slightly bigger hits.
This was a beauty.
We're one great state, but when it comes to football, two teams will divide Queensland in a derby spectacular. The heartbeat of Queensland, 9 Sunday football. Broncos, Cowboys, 4 o'clock today.
When it's service time for your Holden, whether it's a Rodeo, Jackaroo, Frontiera, or the ever-popular Holden Ute, take it to the team at Australia's largest volume light commercial dealer. Eagers Service Division, Breakfast Creek Road, Newstead.
It takes hundreds of fresh vegetable growers and only 18 hours to cook the most delicious steak meal in the country. Ha! But you won't have to wait that long. Hog's breast prime rib. You hungry?
Harvey Norman has a bedroom suite for every budget and every decor. The lime-washed effect and modern styling of the Carina 4-piece queen bedroom suite is affordable at $1,499. Add a touch of class to your bedroom with the high-gloss lacquered finish of the Atlantic 4-piece queen-size suite at $1,599. Turn your bedroom into a tranquil sanctuary with the elegantly designed Renouf 4-piece queen bedroom suite for just $1,799.
This is the ad that car manufacturers don't want you to see. Most people think they have to get their new car serviced at dealerships to keep their new car warranty. You don't. So why pay more? Just bring your new car to Ultratune. We'll give it a brilliant service. And it won't affect your warranty, no matter how much they squeal. Don't be fooled and don't pay top dollar. Ultratune gives you a top quality manufacturer's handbook service, plus a nationwide warranty. Manufacturers hate us, but you'll love us. I guarantee it.
McCain's Stir Fry, the perfect mix of specially selected vegetables to make authentic stir fry in minutes. McCain, you've done it again.
7 o'clock tonight, immerse yourself in the glamour of the TV Week Logie's Red Carpet Special. Then Australia's hottest stars present our biggest celebration ever.
Presented by Garnier.
The TV Week Logie Awards, 8:30 tonight on 9.
They go to the short side. Sean Rudder fires the pass. Knocked down by North Queensland. No, picked up by Matt Bowen. Referee says play on. The little fella is being chased by Ronnie O'Davis. He's going to keep running. No, Matt Bowen will come around and score underneath the post.
Matty Bowen there playing for the North Queensland Cowboys, a real crowd pleaser, and a player who brought a lot of pleasure to the fans is the subject of our next story, Bossy.
Yeah, Steve Renouf, former star centre with the Brisbane Broncos, his career, 183 first-grade games, 142 tries, 9 test matches, 11 origins. He really was a fantastic player. Still looks fit enough to be playing the game today, but he's happily retired. So we thought on Boots and All today we would profile the career of the Pearl, Steve Renouf.
Finding Renouf. Renouf splicing through. Look out, here he comes. They put the Prince through. Look out. There he goes. Look at him go.
Steve, 142 times you crossed for tries in first-grade football. How do you look back on that achievement?
Yeah, you know, obviously you don't think too much about it until someone tells you. I mean, even more so now that I've finished, you think, well, you know, there's a few tries there, and, you know, I'm quite proud of it.
Speed is such an asset. Was it always with you? Was it just a natural ability?
Yeah, I think so. I come from a family who were pretty good athletes, and I think it was just hand down from an old man.
Now it's with Renouf. Renouf! He puts that famous bend on. He heads to the line. Renouf scores another.
The kick the fans got out of seeing you get the ball, suddenly you're in the clear, the crowd goes up. Were you aware of that out on the field? Do you hear the crowd when you get into the clear? Did it give you a buzz?
Yeah, no, really, I'd have to think back, and probably not. I probably noticed more when someone like Wendell got it and I heard the crowd, he'd pick it up and run back, and I hear the crowd cheer him. But actually, when you got the ball, you probably didn't think too much about that, you know. It was just something that you did. You know, a week or two later that, you know, you sort of realise, oh, geez, I did that. And, you know, and obviously that was one of my proudest moments, I suppose.
You watch the replay, that last lunge over the line. Is it an understatement to say you were very tired at that point?
Actually, a good story on that one. I was very, very tired. Only further than I think Ricky would have got me. But Alpha actually told me to stay down and not get up. So, but mind you, he picked up on me afterwards.
They're coming out both sides now.
Kevin Walters delivers to Renouf. Here comes a try. Renouf scores. First and only try.
Another great try not so long after the World Cup. To score such a critical try for your country must be a very special memory.
Yeah, it is, and like I said, like the grand final try, that's up there with them, and you know, it was a proud moment. I didn't really think of it at the time until I got back to Australia. Obviously, the Poms weren't going on too much about it. That was the other side, but I got back home and I realised the enormity of it.
Does that sit well with you that you may just be remembered as a great try-scoring centre? I mean, you're remembered for something, but are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, look, it doesn't bother me. I think as long as everyone I played with, I think they all thought I was a pretty good bloke. I mean, that's probably more important.
The Broncos spread it with Renouf. One missed tackle, he's away.
And for Renouf will score. And Renouf is in to score. That is a superb try. Renouf is in space. Renouf heads for the line for the first time tonight. Renouf will get his first. Renouf's in for number 3. There's some great tries there from Steve Renouf, and haven't they had some great players in their back line, the Broncos, over the years. A change of pace now. Let's get into some big hits. Into the throw. Oh, what a tackle.